Yo, what is going on, Vikings fans? It is Skol side back again with another video, and I'm very excited right now. Minnesota Vikings just absolutely killed the NFL draft, and in today's video, I'm gonna be telling you why the Minnesota Vikings are now Super Bowl contenders. Now, I want to go back to the Stefon Diggs trade. When that trade happened, and a lot of Minnesota Vikings fans were getting really worried that this was going to be a full rebuild. I did not think that, and I have been very vocal about saying that, no, this is just a reboot. They're not rebuilding anything. This team is still way too talented to rebuild. This is just a reboot and getting a new culture in here in Minnesota. And I made a video saying the Vikings have a new culture about toughness, all of that, just being dogs, having a dog culture. Now, look, after trading Diggs and probably losing about half the starters on defense, honestly, I gotta admit, in the back of my mind, a little bit of me was like, damn, maybe it is starting to look like a rebuild in the 2020 upcoming season. But honestly, after this draft, this all changed. I mean, the Vikings killed every single pick after pick. They're getting guys with just significant impact, high impact players, high value players. But also the thing I'm most excited about, we're getting a lot of guys with high character. We're getting a lot of guys that just are dogs and want to be there and want to almost produce. And there's guys who have really no downside to their character. Also, a lot of these guys that we just drafted, tremendous upside. A lot of these guys just have upside that you could see them being Pro Bowlers and all pros soon in the NFL. Now, I want to take the rookies we just had and start to combine them with the rest of the team, because eventually we're going to need to do that, obviously. And a lot of people are just focusing on the rookies right now, but I want to start combining this with the rest of the team that we have, and why I think with this combination we are Super Bowl contenders. First off, to be a Super Bowl contender, I think you have to be the best team in your division. And I don't even think that's close right now. I honestly think the Vikings are going to win the division, and I don't think it's going to be really close during the year. I think they completely lapped the Green Bay Packers with this draft. I mean, the Packers taking a quarterback at 26, when the Vikings took a stud receiver and a stud corner in the first round, the Packers got a backup quarterback, and then after that, the Vikings get a stud left tackle and another stud corner in the third round, and the Packers get a backup halfback. I mean, that's 4 players for the Vikings that could potentially have significant impact on the football field, where the Packers wasted the first 2 picks on guys who could get very, very limited reps in this upcoming year. And when it comes to the Bears and Lions, I think the Bears and Lions actually had decent drafts, but I just don't think talent-wise they are near the Vikings. Bears are a little scary just because of that defense. However, I still think offensively they won't be able to score points. And honestly, I think after this draft, the Vikings defense could really get back to 2017, and that's what we're going to be talking about next. So that defense in this upcoming year, honestly, I am so excited to see this defense play. You know, when you have guys like Daniil, Eric Kendricks, and Harrison Smith, you have 3 guys who are playmakers at every level, who are some of the best at their position at every single level of the defense. And honestly, last year, the defense was okay. It was not great. It was just okay. And now that we drafted corners like Gantley and Gladney and all these guys, honestly, what is really our hole on defense? Assuming our corners step up and make plays, but really, what is our hole on defense? Because Daniil, I'm gonna call this right now. Daniil will win Defensive Player of the Year, and honestly, I think he might be in contention for MVP. I think Daniil. I am so high. I've been high on Daniil from 4 years ago, because I knew with Andre Patterson, with how freakishly athletic he is, I thought Daniil was gonna pop off, and I think his jump from last year 18.5 sacks or whatever he had, I forget the number, to this next upcoming year, I think Daniil is gonna be night and day from next year. I think he's gonna just take another step forward because he's 25. He's not near his peak. He is gonna be known as an Aaron Donald, J.J. Watt, Khalil Mack, and he will be in that conversation in this upcoming season. Also with Eric Kendricks, all pro, obviously can't wait to see what he's gonna do. I am going to want to see more out of Anthony Barr. He is a big question mark. If he can go back to his old self, I'm going to be very excited about it. But again, I still have questions about Anthony Barr. He doesn't really have that that toughness and dog in him. At least I don't see that on the football field. So we will see if Anthony Barr can get back to being his old self. But if he does get back to what he used to play in 2017, I think the Vikings could be easily Super Bowl contenders in this upcoming year. And now also with our later round picks, we want a lot of D-line and a lot of guys with raw talent. We want a lot of guys that have a lot of talent that needs to be molded. And the Vikings have the best defensive line coach in the NFL, and it's not really close. And Andre Patterson, he's probably one of the most valuable coaches or players on the Vikings as a whole. And if he can just develop one more or two of these guys into being guys like Ifedi, guys like, I mean, nobody's going to be on Daniil's level, but if they could just be like playmakers, be on kind of Ev's production level, combine that with Michael Pierce, Ifedi, and Daniil, I mean, the D-line's going to be looking ferocious the entire year. And that's also something that I'm very excited to look out for in this upcoming season. And then if you bring it all together on defense with the cornerback room, how young and talented and hungry it seems, the two safeties, still going to see what they do with Anthony Harris, either they extend him or trade him. Harrison Smith, the rock of the defense, been there for so long. The all-pro Eric Kendricks, and the potential defensive player of the year in Daniil Hunter, with guys like Michael Pierce and all these young rookies we're bringing in. I mean, the defense is going to hopefully get back to the 2017 form, where they were in your face and turning the ball over, and just pretty much every first down the other team got, it seemed like it was such a struggle for them. Now on the offensive side of the ball, there's still question marks on the offensive line. I feel like we did not fully patch that up. Yeah, we drafted Urza Cleveland for left tackle. However, I don't know if he's going to come in right away and start, and they're going to move Reef the guard. We still got to see about the offensive line, but I think it's took a small step forward in the draft. Still, with Kirk Cousins the way he plays, we're going to need to see some development out of the offensive line if we really want to be that like that team this upcoming year. That's the only big question mark I really have about the offense. I mean, Dalvin's still there, Thielen, Jefferson, the receiver out of Miami, Tajay Sharp, Olabisi, Irv Smith. Irv Smith is also someone nobody is talking about. Irv Smith could take this huge jump where he could be known as an insane weapon for the Minnesota Vikings. Honestly, I think the Vikings patched up every hole in this draft. I think besides the offensive line, which is still, I think, middle of the road, every other position group in the NFL, I could honestly make an argument that it's top 10. Every position group, and most of them top 5. I think the Vikings are the most talented roster after this draft, and I am so excited to see this team play. You guys should be too. It's going to be an unreal season, and it's going to have a very 2017 feel to it. Because unlike 2018 when we went 8-7-1, when we had all those expectations, that team didn't really have any dog to it. That team didn't have any backbone. This team's got backbone, young guys that are hungry and going to produce. So excited to see it play. I think the Vikings just put themselves in serious Super Bowl contention, and I could easily see them wrapping up that 1 or 2 seed in NFC. I'm not even bullshitting you guys. That's just me. It comes from a place of passion and love for the Vikings. Also from just a spot of knowing football and knowing what wins in the NFL. And the Vikings are really replicating that. Build through the draft, high character, high upside, high value players. That's what they did in this draft. And I'm so excited to see it all come together. Got to see if Zimmer and Kubiak can bring it home. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching this video. Let me know down below, what do you guys think the Vikings need to improve going into the year? Obviously, they're not perfect. They still have holes they need to fill. However, I think they're looking pretty good right now. I think they're ages ahead of the Green Bay Packers, which is our main competition in the North. Anyways, guys, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Love interacting with you guys in the comments. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I hope you guys all have a fantastic day.